Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, December 21st, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. Holy Astro! Oh, wow. So we have reached the peak of this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction today. We're also officially in Capricorn as of today. So we're going to try to balance it out. I usually do a week ahead before this. I will mention one thing for this week ahead that we want to be aware of. But I think the rest of this astro is really going to hold up, hold up what we're doing. One thing to note for this week ahead. Even after we have this beautiful conjunction coming together of Jupiter and Saturn, we are building to one more Mars-Pluto squares. And that Mars-Pluto square will be involving Eris. Mars and Eris are working together, actually, right now as we speak. So, with that Mars-Pluto square, despite any... I have the song The Age of Aquarius playing in the back of my head. So despite any of that celebratory energy, Mars and Pluto can still be very combative and, especially in a square, combative and controlling and eruptive. So despite this wonderful good things, energies that are happening, we still have that. And Eris reminds us to check our own personal discord, because that discord in here is just feeding any of that explosive out there. So that's your week ahead overview. But what is very important, this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Okay, it's the grand conjunction, the great conjunction. So many people writing so much about it. So let me start off by saying I have this conjunction in my chart. It actually happens about every 20 years. Mine is in Libra. This one is in Aquarius, and this is definitely a powerful coming together. I call Jupiter and Saturn the teachers of the zodiac, and so when they come together, I've been saying it's like a doubles masters. It's definitely going to be work. That's one of the things that I know for sure. Having it in my chart, I will land on my feet every time. You know, like everything is always working out for me, right? It works out for me. Jupiter, the planet of luck. And yet, oh my gosh, do I have to work hard in the interim? Do I have to work hard getting there, going there? And that's part of the Saturn. And so Jupiter in this conjunction is promising good things. It doesn't even matter where it is in your chart at this point. Jupiter promising good things, and Saturn being like, yeah, you can have the good things. Here's the workload. And this doesn't mean like going to work 9 to 5. This doesn't mean, troweling soil or anything like that. Although, it could potentially. This is personal work. This is self-work. This is purpose work. Alignment on purpose, in purpose. And you would think, like, shouldn't alignment be easy? Shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? I guess it's us that makes it challenging. No, I don't want to do that. That's not the way it's supposed to be, that kind of thing. Anyway, but Saturn is promising, regardless, work. Work to be done in this. And so many people are saying, like, this is the Bethlehem star, this is the star that the wise men saw when they were, looking for Jesus. The wise men were astrologers, and they knew that this was bringing about a major thing, a major event, a major energy to bring forth. And it definitely does bring forth a major energy. The last time that this conjunction was this close between the planets, apparently, was right before the Renaissance. What was it, like 600 years ago? I've seen 400, I've seen 600. There's so many different things on the internet. I don't know if the time necessarily matters, but it's been a really long time. And I love that it was right before the Renaissance, because I do feel like we are building into a golden age. Are we there yet? No. Are we on our way? Yes. Do we have work to do? 100%. Yes. And so again, we want to be aware of what we're called to do in and through this. Some people are heralding this as the beginning of the age of Aquarius. Is it? No astrologers are really on the same page, in agreement or disagreement about when it starts. And the thing is, I don't really know that we know. To me, I feel like we have tiptoed in. I do feel like it was started in the 60s, and yet these ages, they last, what is it, like 2100 years about? And so it's going to take a while. Like, it's just still like that 0 degree energy, that transformation energy. So can we herald it as the age of Aquarius, the returning of the age of Aquarius, this time of working together? I think we should use it. Sorry to shit on us. I think we should utilize it in that manner. And yet, I'm not 100% sure that we're done with the age of Pisces, all the lessons, such as like religious wars. Are we done with that? I would hope so. But there's some energies on this planet that are holding on, holding strong there. So just keep that in your back pocket. Keep that in mind with this. To me, Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in the sign of Aquarius is about your individual responsibility. So Aquarius is such an interesting sign because it is about community and humanitarianism and like, come together people, let's work together for a good cause. And yet Aquarius, if you've ever met an Aquarius, they are such individualists, you know, they really are very much one unto themselves. It's ruled in part by Uranus and also Saturn, and the Uranus part is like rebel without a cause, or maybe even rebel with a cause, but definitely rebellion energy. I'm going to do things my own way. And so we need to remember that in this Aquarius energy, that we're here to work together and yet to keep that individual spark because we all come as this color on this spectrum, and we're here to represent that color. And I don't mean skin color. I mean, you could be neon pink and that person over there is neon green. It's your vibrational, energetic color that you're here to show up in and as. And that, to me, that can be work. Unfortunately, the way the world is currently, sometimes there can be resistance against that. So awareness of that, awareness of like, I'm going to be true to myself, I think is a really big part of this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. I think one of the other things is, I mentioned it the other day, the responsibility tap. So Saturn also co-rules Aquarius. And so we have that responsibility energy. And again, responsible according to our own personal energy field. And responsible for the knowing and understanding that nothing you do here on this planet is without affecting another. Everything we do spins out energies. All kinds of fractals, seeing fractals here now, all kinds of fractals spinning out from us that affect everybody across the globe, those closest to us. And this is why finding our alignment, finding that purpose alignment is one of the highest and best things that we can do. Another thing to be aware of with this, it's 0 degrees. 0 degrees is a degree of transformation. Like, this is like the alpha point. And so we're setting in place, I feel like, quantum restructuring, whether it's in ourselves. I keep getting the message like, oh, this Aquarius energy is going to be like very shifty for our DNA, and hopefully on a good level, helpful evolution, revolution level, right? So on a personal level, but also the world, in order to benefit everybody. And there is a world that can do that. I know we're not there yet. I don't know how close we are. And yet, holding the idea that there can be a world where that person's benefit doesn't seem to take away from you. The place where there's more than enough love in the world for you becomes a way of living and being rather than just a concept. So keeping that in mind with this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction as well, because what it really is, like, when you wish upon a star, like, feel those intentions, feel the good vibes, feel the shift. And I have to say, like, I'm definitely feeling the shift out of Capricorn. Over the last 2.5 years, like, art and dancing is something that's so important to me. I have not been able to do that. And literally, Jupiter shifts, and I'm like, I must paint today. I'm hoping that it's more energy influxes like this. To really understand what Jupiter and Saturn is in your personal chart, you can always get a reading just to see where it's affecting you, but also just tuning in like via your sun sign and rising sign, where it hits your chart can give you an idea of some of the work that's going to be underway over this next little bit. Now, Jupiter and Saturn being kind of like opposites. Jupiter being like, here's the good things and let's learn it and make it fun. And Saturn being like, there are lessons and restrictions here. Between these two energies together, they actually work really well together, even though they have, somewhat backwards philosophies in terms of experience. It's nice and balanced. So keep yourself balanced. I actually have that. I have the abundance card at the top of the cards. The abundance card saying, Zorba the Buddha, feel the good. Enjoy. Zorba's the hedonist. It's like, I love this food. I love this. I love the vibrations of these things. Tuning into the vibrational consciousness. I love the vibration of this. And then on the other level, like, okay, what does my body need to feel good? Or maybe I need to eat some grapes after doing that. Taking on the responsibility, taking on the work that it takes for you to keep shifting and working your vibrational energy. Keeping that in mind with this. We're 11 minutes in and have not even tackled Capricorn yet. So let's look at Capricorn a little bit. I just want to finish saying, like, even though this is happening today, like this is where the conjunction meets today. Even though it's this is really going to be kicking off our yearly process for 2021. So do keep these lessons in mind. Come back to this. And realize this is about change. And so again, looking where you are being called to change, where you're being called not to resist at this time. Really tuning into that with this. Did I say everything? Probably not. I felt like there's so many things I wanted to say, but we have a limited amount of time, sort of. Okay, that's the Capricorn speaking, or not the Capricorn, the Saturn speaking. Limited time. So Capricorn energy, the sun into Capricorn today. Now, the first thing I will say is when the sun shifts signs, it'll be at 0 degrees, so you may feel a little wonky at first. And that plus the big energy of Jupiter and Saturn, please take it easy on yourself. Please take it easy on your physical body. Capricorn, we should know what this is about because we have been working this process for the last 2.5 years. But with Capricorn, we really do want to face our personal responsibility. We want to tune in and align with purpose on purpose. We want to be aware of our own personal authority. All of those energies, very important. Now, Capricorn can fill us with the shoulds. It can take us to a place where we're feeling outside expectations. Outside meaning anybody who we've handed that authority over to. So be aware of that. Even though we just have majorly traversed these lessons, we still got Pluto hanging out in there, which means we still have some transformation to be done on the, in the Capricorn vibe. So yeah, the responsibility process. Did I even do an energy mantra today? I'm just realizing I don't even know if I did. But the energy mantra, what I was circling around is like something about responsibility. Like, I honor my vibrational responsibility. So if you're hung around this long, there's your energy mantra that I think that I forgot. Anyway, these mental vibes, I am waking up every morning and grounding in. And that may be part of the responsibility too with Capricorn, like taking the time to ground in so that we're available for all of these energies coming in and through. So there is a lot more going on in the day. Lunar shift into Aries. Moon into Pisces, the first part of the day, 0 degree sun. You may wake up and not want to do anything. Please be responsible to the part of you that needs the rest to integrate these energies and these shifts that are happening, like I said, on a physical level as well. The sun and the moon and Mercury and the moon will be squaring in the evening. So it may get a little contentious up in the energy. Like I said, going back to that Mars-Pluto thing, we may feel that as the sun and the moon are squaring. It may be kind of like, again, I'm feeling a lot of control issues come up, control and personal authority. So where can you bring that control back and face it on yourself? Like, where do you need that if you're trying to control somebody else? And that same kind of energy, if somebody else is trying to control you, where can you empower yourself to show up in your personal alignment? So I'm going to end that there because I could keep going for hours. The abundance card, keeping that in mind with this energy. I also have the participation card, which I call this the body, mind, spirit, soul, heart card. Aquarius energy can be like in spirit and mind so much. Bring it on down. Utilize the heart. Utilize the body. Bring it all in for this beautiful balance and to help get beyond any of those illusions. You know, sometimes the mind can be like, we can't do that. And the heart's like, we absolutely can. So we want to bring in the participation on all the levels. Now, that being said, I have the postponement card and the clinging to the past. I think a lot of us, we need to make shifts in our vision, realizing that this world can function in a way beyond what we even think that we know. So being aware we're holding on to these old concepts that are no longer working out of fear, out of illusion, that we can't get back to this abundant place. We absolutely can, but just check yourself. Be willing to see where you're holding on to some of those old mentalities. Okay, so that's way too long. Sorry, but wow, it's major stuff. I hope you go check out the Bethlehem star, this conjunction, and I hope that it feeds your life with wonderful, beautiful hope and vision and good things coming down and in the pipe. There is more than enough love in the world for us. You can book a reading with me. If you are looking for a holiday gift certificate, just email me. I have those all set up for you. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And stay curious. Namaste.